Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? How's everybody doing out there? Salutations to all. I'm your boy, NJ Cheese, Chazington, Aloysius, whatever you want to call me, whatever. Yellow Man, whatever. This is
Kaya with the braids, Kaya for short. I don't have all those names that he has. I'm just Kaya, Kaya with the braids if you want to get crazy, but Kaya. And this is Casey Talks.
and this is our couples black love relationship podcast.
Everything in between, everything under the sun, comedy. I think I'm a comedian. We're comedians.
We're comedians. That's the disclaimer. So when we say bullshit, y'all won't be too upset.
Are you gonna bleep that out? I feel like you should bleep that out.
I think that's hilarious. I'm a comedian. As soon as you say something, I'm a comedian, so you can't take it too personal. So I guess we'll start with how we met. This is our very first podcast. Welcome. We'll be mainly podcasting, but we'll have some reactions. We're going to be talking. We're going to have some vlogs. We're going to have a little bit of everything because we want it to be interactive too, not just, oh, they do podcasts. Like, well, what do they do? Who are they? Like, what's up?
Why are they just talking at me?
Exactly.
What else do they do? Is there anything else these people do?
Exactly. Oh, new hit song. I wonder what KC thinks about it. Boom. We'll let you know. You know what I mean? Movie reactions, maybe some reviews, all types of stuff. We don't want to like pin ourselves in. But the main event is the podcasting. And
we are the main event.
Facts. And so we're going to start with
how we met. Oh my gosh, that ties into what we both do. We're both EMTs. He's been doing it a bit longer than I have. How long have you been an EMT?
Like 7 going on 8 years.
No, I've only been an EMT for 4 years, going on 5 years, I think. 4 years, going on 5. I think you should take it away. I feel like describing it from your point of view is always a little bit funnier than my point of view because I was oblivious to all of this. We worked at the same company. We worked in the town that we both kind of lived near. So we ended up working there. I came after him, and that was kind of how it started. I mean, I didn't really get a formal introduction to this man. I just saw him, and I was like, oh, he looked good. That man looks good. And I turned and looked the other way. Again, this is from my point of view. I turned and looked the other way because prior to this, I walked into the crew quarters, and I said hello to everyone. And do you know what happened when I said that? What happened?
Well, since we work in an urban area, meaning it's a bunch of niggas, she walked into the room,
said hello, good morning.
Hello,
do you know these people just stared at me? No, nobody even looked at me. Everybody just ignored me.
Who's your partner? Man, get your ass on the truck.
I said, I will not be talking to anybody. Y'all don't have to worry about me. I will not be saying anything. You don't have to worry about me. I didn't say hello to nobody.
Did somebody say something? Did somebody say something?
That's exactly how they treated me. They didn't say anything. I felt so naive for speaking and thinking these people had some manners, some home training. Because, I was raised that if you walk into a room, you speak. But I don't know who raised those people.
I was raised when you walk into a room full of black people, you act funny and you don't speak to anybody until they speak to you.
I wasn't raised that way. So yeah, that's my point of view. Things happen. You are, but it's okay. That's why we're here. But how do you think it happened from your point of view?
So from my point of view, I seen her a couple times. I would see her, but like one of the times I really got a good look. Like I was day shift and she was night shift, so we like walked past each other, and then like I seen her. No, wait, you was in the office. You know what? I was leaving my shift and she was on her shift. I went to do a 911 call. By the time I got back, she was in the crew room on the laptop. And I walked by and she was on the laptop, and then she looked up and made quick eye contact. And then I went to the supervisor and I was like, yo, who's the black chick with the big lips? Who's that? The new girl with the big lips. Who is that? And he was just like, oh yeah, that's Kai. She's brand new. She's a new EMT as well. But I didn't want to seem too thirsty. Nobody wants to be the guy like day one, like, hey girl, what's good with you? Right. So I just played it cool. And I think months passed. She worked with whoever she worked with. we just seen each other in passing, but not really because she was really on a different tour. So we'd only see each other when I worked overtime because she ain't working overtime. But
I had 2 other jobs. That's why I wasn't working overtime at
allegedly.
that job. Allegedly? No, Dusty. No, Dusty.
I don't. She didn't speak to nobody at the job.
Cause fuck y'all. I put myself out there, and they said fuck you, and I said say less, and that's why it was what it was.
So we worked together one time, only one time, and I don't know how long was you there for.
Maybe at that point, maybe 2 months max 2 months.
So we worked together one time, and it was in the summer, and it was at night. We went to pick up the patient. The patient actually was bad off. Like, I think the patient was like having a stroke, so we had to hurry up. Of course, it ended up being 2 bees that flew into the back of the ambulance. So she tried to get in. She realized that it was 2 bees in there, and she was like, I can't do this. So she jumped out, and I'm like, well, the patient is, all right, I'll jump in the back.
Put it like this. In EMS, if bugs interact, like, you already know people are dirty. You're going to deal with some cockroaches, possibly some bed bugs. You're going to see a little bit of everything. But bees in the back of the truck, in my safe haven, intercepting my safe haven, you lost me. I cannot help my patient. And at that point, you're also an EMT. So how about you get in the back? I'll drive this bitch. And at this point, I also wasn't.
But I was being a gentleman. I stepped up and I seen you was scared of the bees, and I seen them.
Yeah,
and I said, I'll go in the back.
To,
you can drive.
Yeah, I was really trying not to show that I was scared, but I was like, because again, you don't want your patient seeing you scared. They're over here having a real emergency, and I'm over here literally scared for my life because there's bees in the back. And I don't know what overtook me.
She literally jumped out the truck, but
yeah.
Nobody likes dealing with bees. I mean, I'm not scared of bugs, but nobody likes dealing with bees. So I started thinking, I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? So I rolled up a sheet and I literally I killed them. It wasn't that easy, but I killed them. So by the end of the trip, I was like, you ain't got to worry about it. Exactly. Saving lives, you know? So that happened. And then we had small talk, and that was really it. That was it. And I remember, I think it was like your last day or something.
Like the last end of mine, like we were like 3 on, 4 off. So that's.
But I mean, when you was actually leaving the company, I think I got your Instagram. It was like your last week working there or something. And you was like, oh yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going. And I was like, and then I got your Instagram. I was like, and then I tried to play it off. I was like, oh, I do social media stuff like YouTube and Instagram and stuff. Right. So to support Black, you know what I mean?
And I'm like,
Black owned.
I guess.
We can follow each other on Instagram because it's for my business, not personal.
I guess. And me being me, knowing that, oh, this man is trying to test the waters. He's trying to see, oh, is she gonna take the bait? And I'm single, you know what? Let me take the bait. Let's see. Let's see what that's like. And granted, we didn't talk once we exchanged.
Like years.
Yeah, we didn't talk. We didn't talk at all.
Like 2 years.
It was like I might have slid up on his story maybe once or twice and was like laughed at something that he posted, like some random retweet, like whatever. It wasn't anything serious. Like there was no like personal development. Like it was literally 2 years before we actually like had a real conversation.
So fast forward 2 years. Yeah, we would look at each other's story once in a while. We didn't get to that part yet. But so one day, I swear on everything. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I had some random ass dream about Kaya. Okay. So the dream was, for some reason, it was just us in the room. I remember it was neon lights. We was in the room and we was laughing hysterically. We both had black hoodies on, and I remember we was laughing hysterically. Like I came into the dream and we was just laughing. And then we fell on the bed and we was laughing. Like literally just like knee slapping laughter. And that pretty much was it. I just woke up from, I was like, what the hell? That was weird.
Again, we hadn't talked in like 2 years.
In 2 years, yeah. Like it's not like I was like thinking about her a lot and then I had the dream. I had the dream. So then after that, of course, I started seeing her more on Instagram and started like noticing her more. So then I started looking at her stories. Then I started looking at her stories pretty much every day. Oh shit, I'm loud. Every day. And then what happened? Oh, okay. So yeah, I would look at her stories every day and I'll just be stalking a little bit, lightly stalking, not like crazy, weird, like niggas stalking you. What the fuck? Like it was just like, damn, what's she doing? Okay, oh, she at the beach. That seems fun. I'm here at work miserable, but it's okay. She looks good. And then at some point, so at some point, I just cracked the code. I was like, you know what? I started thinking about it every day, like every day, every day, every day. Not no weirdness. It was just, I wonder what Kaya's doing. I wonder what she's up to. I wonder where she's working. I wonder how everything is going. And I DM'd her, and I was just pretty much like, I think I tried. I got your number. I got her number because I was a supervisor at that time. When I first met, we wasn't. Now I'm a supervisor, right? So I tried to hit her with the, oh, we short staffed. Maybe I get your number. Maybe you could come back. Whatever the case. Then I pretty much just called her and I was like, look, I told her the story. I said, look, I had a dream about you. This is gonna sound crazy. I was like, this is gonna sound crazy, but it's not no weird stalker shit. Just let it play out. Just let me explain. So I told her, I was like, look, I had a dream about you. I've been thinking about you every day for like 2 months. Like, I just want a chance. If you single, I just want a chance. I want to get to know you. I think you're beautiful, and I've been thinking about you every fucking day. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. So me being on the other side of this FaceTime call, very. Let me preface that with I am a hopeless romantic. So I think it was a lot to take in, but I'm one to follow my heart and follow what I feel on the inside. I'm very big on spirituality. Well, you guys will find out that out later. Dive into that a lot. So I heard what he was saying, and I really heard what he was saying. So I listened to the inside, ignored all the fluff, anything I thought was fluff, and I was like, I all I can do is take what he's saying for exactly what he's saying. If what he's saying is true, let's give it a chance. Like worst case scenario, he's a lying piece of shit, and I'll learn that after the first date, and I'll see that like you can only pretend to be somebody for so long. So I was like, all right, cool. He was like, yeah, I just want to take you out, get to know you. So I was like, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So we went out maybe 2 days later. Maybe 2 days later.
You know what? I think to keep the people coming, I think we should tell them about our first 2 dates on the next episode.
I like that.
To be continued. Dot.
But yeah.
But what? I ended the conversation with I remember I knew I got her with this one. I ended the conversation. Before I ended the conversation, I said, what do you need from me? And she said, look.
Consistency. I don't need nothing else. Yeah. Communication and consistency. Don't come in my life if you're not really here. That's all I need. Just consistent. Be consistent. If you want to be here, you need to show it. Just be consistent with me. We need to talk. If we're going to talk, if we're really going to give this a shot, we need to do this.
And she said, if you think you're going to text me and get me all like happy and excited about some shit and then ghost me in a week or two, you can just stop talking to me now. Right. I'm not in the mood for the games. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Because remind you, I've been single for 2 years at this point. I know what I want. I know what I need out of my partner. I'm not with no bullshit. And I think I portrayed that when we had this conversation, when he told me that, and I told him what I wanted, what I needed from him.
She was like, if you're playing games, you can let's just cut it off right now. And I was like, no, I ain't playing no games.
Exactly.
And then, yeah, and that was 2 years ago. And we talked every day since then. Yeah. I don't think we haven't went one day without speaking since then. So.
Yeah, now we live together and have a kid. So there's that.
And that exactly. See, look, it's like an episode, right? Now you got to come back. You get the episode, date 1, date 2, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
So I think
it's a good segue to get into our first topic.
How do we start the podcast? Why did we start a podcast?
Yeah, I like that. Why did we start the podcast? I think me and Chaz have so many deep and just out there conversations that we're like, we have to document. We can't be the only ones thinking these things. We can't be the only one having these conversations. If we are, we need to show people this is how you have a functioning relationship, by having these conversations, by just being your most authentic self. And I think that's why our relationship flourishes the way it does, because we have such an authentic relationship. Like we have we have conversations literally in the middle of the night all day long. We do almost everything together, which I think allows us to have this like really entangled relationship. So I think that's really why, at least from my standpoint, why I think we started the podcast. Do you have anything to add to
And I guess I remember the idea came from. I remember we worked together. We worked together with EMTs. We work together now. Before, and when we worked at the other company, we didn't work together. Now we do work together, and we was talking about. I think I had seen something. It was pretty much LeBron James. Like they was trying to find out if he was cheating on his wife and all this stuff. And I was like, that's crazy that the world like they want to find out the toxic shit so bad. They want to find out if he's cheating so bad. But all the years of him treating his wife, Savannah James seems like he treats her like amazingly. They seem like they are friends. I see they have special handshakes and all that stuff.
Right.
And yeah, it's highlighted, but I feel like people want to like
they want to catch him with a side bitch. They want to catch
like,
him in somebody's DMs. They want to catch him with a man. They want to catch him just doing whatever. They want to catch either one of them just stepping out of their relationship. And again, that's just not there. These healthy relationships are there, and we just don't see them. No one wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to just sell like bullshit. Wants to sell all the toxicity. Everybody wants that, and we need more black love. We need more positive black love, more happiness. This whole fucking world needs some happiness, in my opinion. In our opinion, this whole world needs some fucking happiness. And I think we're a great example of that. We're two loving individuals who love each other, who want to spend the rest of our lives together. And I just think that we need to see more of that.
We're going for the goal.
Exactly.
And I think people just need to see it. I mean, if people can come like make millions off of toxic relationships, like Blueface and Krishan, like we was literally getting beat in the head every day with that relationship. And yeah, everybody know Denzel and his wife been together forever. But does anybody really talk about it? No. When they go to the award shows,
I don't know his wife's name.
Exactly. Like we don't, and we know Savannah, but we still don't know too much about all of the thriving relationships and marriages get pushed to the back, and it's Denzel and his wife been together 40 years. All right, but and then go right back to toxic. Like the social media will spend weeks and days and hours on toxic shit, but then when it comes to the good shit, it's a quick, congratulations, happy 35th anniversary, moving forward. And I just think I think our podcast, we're just kind of like trying to reverse engineer that shit and just trying to show like even not in the celebrity eyes, but just us, our ups and downs, and just us going for it. You know what I mean? And I think we're very like intentional about that. Like we're really not like on some toxic shit. Like we're really trying to be peaceful and just thrive and just have a happy relationship. And it's sad because I think nowadays people look at like happy relationships as like boring and shit like that. And It's just like that's just crazy. I don't know.
Even with the happy relationship, everyone's like, oh, what's really going on? They're just not telling what's actually happening. There has to be something. She has to be hitting him. Like there has to be something beneath the surface. And it's just like that's just not the case. There are happy people out there in the world, and the sooner we accept that, the sooner I think we'll all be better off. Like we don't need to. We don't need to. We don't need to attack and search for negativity. We don't need it. We have enough of it. We see it every day in the news. We don't need any more of it. Let's all take a seat back and a step back. Let's all take a step back and really thrive on happy, loving relationships.
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
Exactly. So I can't wait for shit. So our next topic is who should you take relationship advice from and who shouldn't you take relationship advice from?
I think you should take relationship. I think you should listen to the advice, and I don't think you should like take it all the time. I think you should listen to everybody's advice. That's kind of how I live my life. If a bum tells me, "Yeah, young boy, I don't think you should do these things," I'm not like, "Oh, you a bum, don't talk to me." I listen to
Right.
it, and I keep what I think is the good information. I get rid of the bad. So I think somebody with a toxic relationship might be like, "Yeah, man, don't do these things, don't do this. I could have did this better." So in a weird way, they could probably have some good advice if they're not still like in that toxic space.
See, and I feel like I battle with that because I feel like why would I take advice from somebody who's not doing better than me? Which sounds harsh, I think, which I can get. It can sound harsh. Why would I take advice from somebody who I don't aspire to be?
I think it's like when you learn from others' mistakes. That's kind of how I look at like a toxic relationship, almost. You know what I mean? Like when somebody fucks up and then you learn from somebody else's mistake. Like I didn't make that mistake, and I might not, but I'm aware of it now. So I don't know. But I don't really listen to too much toxic shit. But I do one like if it's been times, even as an EMT, it's been patients and they have said like, oh yeah, don't do these things, young boy. Like it's happened before. You know what I mean? So I think you should listen to as much information as you can, but I don't think you should always keep it. I think you need to like have the mind frame of okay, this was really good information, this really
Oh
wasn't.
yeah, no, I
But
completely agree. I think it's still the fact of I'm not a rude person, so it's not gonna be like someone's trying to give me advice. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not doing better than me. Like that's not what I mean by that. What I mean is I will listen for sure, but will I actually like digest that information and really take it for what you're saying? Probably not, because again, I don't aspire to have anything that you have. I don't aspire. I don't think you made a good decision in that area. If I don't think you made a good decision in that area, why would I take that advice from you? So that's just me. I don't I'm not gonna do that. So, yeah.
I mean, but if to answer your question, if we have to like sit down and talk to somebody, then yes, I would definitely prefer. I definitely listen to like the people who's been married for long periods of time and not just married and miserable. I think a lot of like older couples, I think a lot of them could have probably been happier, but I listen to like the people who I know have long lasting relationships and for the most part have been happy. Last night when our patient was with her, they've been married for 35 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And does it seem somewhat like a toxic situation? Yes, but at the same time, it was
You
like,
need to
all right,
preface that with you guys did not. You start off the call not liking the woman because she was very nasty. She was rude. She was rude. Like she definitely was rude. But in the back of the ambulance, at least from what he told me, that they ended up talking about how they're both from the same area and they were able to talk about that. And when you're from this same area, it's like, all right, I get it. I get why you talk like that. I get why you're like that. I get it. So you end up being like, all right, you might be decent. You just talk a little crazy, and I get it, but don't talk to me like that. So, yeah, but it's okay. I think I'm gonna go back to can social medias influence relationships? Just because we were talking about social media, and I think I bounced over to yeah, who you should take advice from. I definitely think social media influences relationships. People go back and forth all the time about, oh, you didn't post me. He must not like me. He must not want to show me. He must have somebody on the side. I definitely think social media has like such a toxic way of, but yeah, social media has like can be so negative. I think, especially on relationships. Like your man doesn't post you, he must be cheating. He likes other women's pictures. He must want to fuck this woman. He must want to be with this woman. So I feel like it's just a constant like idea. But I think what grounds me or grounds I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself. I think what grounds me is at the end of the day, one, he don't like nobody's pictures. If you like your pictures, let me know. But yeah,
shit, let her know. Shit, I'm liking like food, pizza, puppies, like Rockwallers, and people. I'm sorry. I indulge in people hurting themselves. That's what I watch. Like skaters that like fall off or like or like somebody's like skiing and smacks into a tree. That's what the stuff I watch.
He's not all the way there. Just please bear with
Not watching you. I'm watching somebody get their head cracked open.
Yeah,
in Brazil.
He's not liking that stuff. But anyway, I get back to I think to keep social media and its influence on your relationship, I think to limit that, I think you and your partner should have a conversation. Absolutely. And I think that solves 90% of problems is communicating. Literally communicating. Saying, I don't want you liking nobody's pictures, but we, speaking personally, it was just, I don't do nothing to me that you don't want done to you. That's literally
that's like a top 3 rule of like,
you don't want
whatever I don't want done. If I don't want it done to me, I'm not gonna do it.
Exactly, and I think that's why when it comes to social media, I don't like no guys' pictures. And I feel like it always comes back to, oh, you must be insecure. He must be insecure. No, it's just why would I like some guy's picture? Like I got what I like. Like I gave what I like.
If you don't want it done to you, you shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
That's 100%. And I don't think a lot of people follow that rule, but they should. Because a lot of, even nowadays, you see videos and the guy or the girl's like, oh, this person is secure, this person is. And it's like, but would you want your partner to stay out till 6 a.m?
Would you want your partner commenting on somebody else's picture?
It's just whatever you don't want done, don't do it. It makes sense. Like, I don't know. I just think that's how you keep balance. I feel like that's how you keep balance.
Especially with social media in this age where everything, you have a digital footprint. So everything is tracked, everything you can go back and see. So why put yourself in those predicaments? And again, if you and your partner are on the same page that you don't want to post each other, okay, that's no one's business. Don't let anybody pressure you into thinking you have to post your partner or that you don't have to post your partner. Like, it just, again, it comes back to your relationship, what you're comfortable with in your relationship. And again, you have to be confident in whatever you stand for. If you don't want to post your partner, if you guys have had the conversation, regardless of what anybody says, we are not posting each other. That's just not something we want to do. We don't want to share our relationship with other people. And that's okay. That's you guys' relationship. But again, just be 10 toes down on that decision. Don't let anybody influence you. And
don't be stupid, though, neither.
Yeah.
If your girlfriend just randomly blocks you while she's out with her friends, like... You know what I mean? You gotta like use your brain too. Like don't. But like I said, y'all should.
He turned off his location.
Yeah, because sometimes I think things be like it is, and it's weird because it is like weird when like a couple, especially like a married couple, like unfollows each other, and it's like I guess in my mind it's like at the same time, huh?
I was just gripping my cup crazy. Sorry.
Like. Sometimes it's like, it's not a big deal. It's just a follow. But then at the same time, be like, but why are they not following each other when they're married? Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to. But then at the same time, like, y'all sleep in the same bed, but y'all can't follow each other on something.
But again, that's not our relationship.
Y'all need to talk about it. Talk about it.
If y'all are on the same page on that, then go crazy. Go crazy. But it looks weird to the rest of us. The rest of us is looking at each other.
I think like even we follow each other, but I'm not going on her page every second. Like, oh, she got a new follow. Who the fuck is this? So it's like it just gotta make sense. Like,
and I'm definitely not doing that on your page. I feel like he has a larger following than I do, so try and go through all the followers. If you're, I'm on my phone because all of our topics are on here, and so
this is where our notes is because a pet peeve from both of us. Being podcast watchers, and when we do EMS, we do like we watch a lot of podcasts. We listen to them. Typically, we'll listen to them. I might play one, but I'm like watching it if she's driving. So we do listen and watch a lot of podcasts. But when people are on their phone, I fucking hate it because it's like, oh,
you don't care about me. I'm literally here for you to entertain me, and you're not. You're disassociated with your phone. So the next one being. Well, this one's a little bit different. I guess, can you be with someone who doesn't have a vice when you do? Like, I mean, as long as you guys, I don't know if you guys know what vice means. Like, that's something that you're kind of addicted to. Like, I guess in this case we'll keep it at could you be with somebody who smokes and you don't smoke? Could you be with somebody who drinks and you don't drink? Could you be with somebody who knows how to swim and you don't know how to swim? That's a little far left, but you know what I mean. But yeah. You don't know how to swim. That's crazy. You know how to swim, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We both know how to swim. We both know how to swim.
Black people know how to swim. I don't want to hear that shit of
Proud
black
people.
people don't know how to swim. Black people know how to fucking swim. Y'all seen that boat fight shit? It was that a couple years ago. But I think
Can you be with somebody who doesn't partake in the same activities as you?
as long as it's not, you're not trying to control my flow. If I like smoking weed in my free time, I'm not fiending out on it, and I like smoking weed, and you're like, oh, well, I don't smoke weed, and I don't want you smoking weed, I don't want you smoking weed ever, then that's a problem, then that's a no. But if it's just like, yeah, weed's not my thing, but you smoke as much as you want, then I think it makes sense. I think that can probably, that type of situation can work. But yeah, if the other person's forcing you, especially if you enjoy it, like I'm not saying you're over here doing heroin, like if you're smoking weed or even if you like drinking wine and it's not to the point where you're like missing work and just like being not responsible with it, then, and it's not a problem, then yeah, I think it should be, I think you could do it as long as the other person's not forcing you not to do it.
I agree. Any form of peer pressure, I think, is not good. You shouldn't feel like you have to do something because someone else does it, or feel like you're a heathen because somebody else doesn't do something that you do. So again, I'm all for, if you're gonna do something, make a decision. If you're gonna do something, stand 10 toes on it, and don't let anybody make you feel bad about it. So I mean, I don't think I could be with someone who didn't partake in the same things I partake in. Like we have the same vices, if you will, so it works out. So yeah, I think I don't know if you didn't do the things that I do, where I'm not telling y'all my vices. I don't care. Yeah, I don't think I would be able, I don't know how that would work, because what are you gonna be doing while I'm doing my vices? Like, what are you gonna be doing while I'm doing so and so? Like, are you
just chilling maybe?
And I get that, but it's just like sometimes you want it's kind of goes back.
Sometimes you want to get your partner drunk. That's like, you want to get drunk with them. Boom, you want to get drunk with them, right? Because you're getting drunk. And you're like, yeah, drink with me. It's fun.
Yeah, alcohol like makes you loose. So like, why wouldn't you want to share that?
Not that we
drink or anything like that. We're just hypotheticals, y'all. Hypotheticals.
Told you we're comedians. Don't take what we say.
Don't take shit serious, but everything serious. We should make that a thing. Don't take anything serious, but everything serious.
We can write it down.
Yeah, that. Yeah. So next topic. I think this is our last one. Can a healthy relationship stand the test of time?
I think it can, because it's been proven. It can.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I don't know. Again, one of the reasons why we're trying to crack the code.
Give y'all the
How
formula.
are these people like doing this? How is Barack doing this? How is Denzel doing this? How is LeBron doing this?
Michelle came out and said she didn't like her husband for 10 of the years they were married. I'm just saying that shit's crazy to me. But it's their relationship. But they're still married. They're still very much together. So,
but again, that's the shit that keeps people.
Exactly.
Because most people would have left, and then they would got divorced, and then it would be like, yeah, see?
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. But I do think healthy relationships, I think healthy I think healthy relationships can stand the test of time. Like I think
they can. I think it's just a lot of work. I don't know if nowadays. I think back in the day, people was way more like dedicated. I don't know. Like nowadays, I think it's just harder. I think it's way harder.
Social media.
It wasn't social media. You didn't see all this. Like
fucking internet.
Huh?
There's barely internet.
Yeah, exactly. It was like literally we with the kids, we in the house as a family, we eat family dinner. Like, so I don't know. I think nowadays, it's definitely harder, but I think it's possible.
Yeah.
And I think it is so many couples that are doing it. Like sometimes we'll watch like those home shows where people like buying homes.
Home renovation shows.
Yeah, like home renovation shows, and these big people is like, yeah, we've been married for 20 years. We're trying to go here. Like all
like
these
5 kids.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost like then you start realizing it's almost like the content that you like ingest. You know what I mean? So it's just weird. It's just weird. But I think you can. I just think yes, I think it is harder nowadays, but I think you can do it. But I think you need to just talk about it and figure out what works for you.
Exactly. So this one's kind of like a trivia question, but kind of like not. 5 things that you think make our relationship work.
I don't think we rehearsed this. We did like a pre-production, and this was not in it. But
that's why I told you it's like a trivia question, but not. So, what do you think 5 things are that make our relationship work?
Not in any order. We both got the same vices. Um, Communication.
Okay.
I think the one rule about we don't do what we don't want done to us.
Okay.
I think it's to a lot of people it probably would seem weird, but we definitely do a lot of explaining and sometimes over explaining.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I went on Instagram before we started this, and I follow Elliot Wilson. He's an old light skinned dude that is into hip hop. He interviews Jay-Z, and on his page, he posts scissor with rain falling on her in like a thong bikini. And soon as we was doing YouTube, we're trying to link our Instagram to the YouTube. So on the computer, soon as you go on my Instagram, it just shows a woman with a thong bikini dancing and shaking ass, and I'm like, what the hell? So instead of being like, yeah, don't be on my shit, I was just like, look, it's Elliot Wilson. I click on his Instagram, you can see what it is. I did not know that was a thing. You know what I mean? So some people like, yeah, you don't gotta do that. But like it'd be the same. Like if we go on her Instagram, some nigga with his greased up with his shirt off, you kind of want to be like, yo, I don't know. This is a modeling channel I follow, and the nigga just so happened to have his shirt off this time or whatever. You know what I mean?
That'd
So
crazy.
yeah, so I think we explain. And we don't, I think with that, I guess we keep our egos out of it, right? Yeah. Like, it's just like, look, we do what makes sense. Yeah. Boom. That's it. That's what we do what makes sense.
So that's number 5.
That was number 5?
Yeah.
That was 4, right?
No, that was 5.
You sure?
I'm not now that you question me.
I think that was 4, babes.
That was 5. I had 4 fingers up. We're going to go back and it's going to be 4. Me holding up 4 fingers. All right.
I can get 1 for extra points.
5 or 6.
1 for extra points.
5 or 6.
And I think, what else?
I'll help you out with this one. I think this one is choosing each other every day. Like choosing to love each other, choosing to just try every day, choosing to make the other one happy every day. I think that's the last one. I think that's what makes our relationship work.
Yeah, I agree with that. You have to. Social media makes everybody choose themselves in the relationship, like, and that's why you like. Oh, we're going out to eat with my girls, and my man is paying for all my friends. Like you're choosing you and your friends. You're not choosing. Why would you even want to put your man in that situation? So yeah, I think social media makes a lot of people. I think the world right now is selfish, and there are a lot of people are just choosing themselves. But why would you be with somebody if you're just going to choose? Be with yourself. Marry yourself. So this is Casey Talks episode 1. Hopefully 5 years, 10 years from now, we're going to look at this and we're going to have a big production company behind us and we're going to have all these crazy shit. And we're going to be like, yo, remember our first episode?
Yeah, we were stuttering. I was stuttering like shit. And
we're going to react to this.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. Look at me. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I think in future podcasts, hopefully the next one will be live, possibly. We're trying to make that a thing.
The fucking camera, man. Oh, y'all about to finish? Let me fuck some shit up real quick. Boom.
Okay. Yeah, I think in the future, again, hopefully live podcast. Also, just giving you guys advice. You guys can submit some questions to our DMs. Message us.
And giving us advice.
Exactly.
Like at some point, I'm hoping that maybe it might take a while, but I would love to like have couples that's been around for us to have like conversations and join the podcast and give us advice and give you guys advice. I think that would be dope.
Shit, even having people on who aren't in relationships, I think that would be fun. And just picking their brain about how they feel about the dating scene right now. Like, I'd love to have my sister on here. I'm a twin, and I feel like having her on here would be a blast. I feel like, But yeah, just getting dating advice. Again, sending those to our DMs. Any questions, or even just sharing your stories with us, your crazy stories with us. That'd be great. Yeah. And then we can discuss it on the podcast and get you guys' input on these crazy people's stories. And yeah, I think that's it. And this was very nerve-wracking and fun at the same time. I think it was like having a conversation in front of a bright-ass light and a camera. But it was fun.
The light is very bright.
It is very bright. It's
kind of hot, too.
I am like melting.
Sweating.
I'm melting.
It's a big, like, industrial light. Because I'm a guy, so, I go for, like, what makes sense. I'm like, I don't want no little cute light. No, we got a big,
I have the TikTok light that the girlies were talking about. But
I literally have industrial, like, construction light.
Like, I feel like I am in a Hollywood studios recording a movie. I am melting right now. But that's okay. We're not going to talk about it. Yeah, Casey talks.
We gotta do a apartment tour video eventually.
Yeah.
She's been.
I've been working my ass off, but again,
a lot of decorating.
Yeah, it's coming together, but we still have things to get, and yeah, it's part of life though. And can't get it all at one time, and bear with us. But eventually, you guys will see what this shit looks like, and I think it'll look fine.
I think that'd be dope.
Yeah.
So to close this out, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate everybody whoever's going to spend time watching this. We appreciate you. And we got so many more topics. And we'll talk about this one next one. But congratulations to Keke Palmer. I heard she's pregnant again. Right? It's life. It's
She is.
She loves Keke Palmer.
I do.
Keke
I watch
Palmer,
Baby This
congratulations.
Baby This is Keke Palmer.
And she got me watching the shit. Now I'm like, what's Keke? When is her podcast? Did she post?
Yeah, I do love her. But,
Kiki's cool.
But question marks on the baby dad. But again, next episode. Thanks, guys. Much love, peace, and Pan-Africanism. Thanks.
Peace.